back. We're a little loopy
I was
because
like, am I supposed to be starting? Are you starting?
we're a little loopy today because we're talking about our favorite apps and tools. So this is officially our nerd face.
Yes.
I'm your co-host, Dr. Monica Ogando, and flanked by my beautiful co-host, Amy Walker.
Happy to be here with you guys. So your toolkit in business is, I think, one of the most important things that you figure out, not just as an early entrepreneur, but also every time you scale, you've got to go in and figure out, now what do I need? What is the system or the tool or the app that's going to support this? And I am a big believer in not getting shiny object syndrome and signing up for every app that kind of looks cool and seems like it could do some good things. So I kind of want to start this off by going over my rules for getting new tech.
Yes, let's do
Can
that.
we do that? Okay.
Yeah.
Before you purchase, see if you already have something that can do it.
Yes, Lord, yes.
That's
Exactly.
number one. Because a lot of times you're doubled up. Like I have my CRM has a calendar feature, but I'm also paying for Calendly, right? So make sure that what is, can you already do it with what you have? Number two is, what percentage of this software or tool or tech are you actually going to use? Because if you're buying a software and you're only going to be using 25% of it, you might as well just pay for a lesser software that you'll use 100% of. You'll probably save money.
Yep.
The third one is, know how you want your business to move, and then find the software that supports that. Otherwise, you get into software and you're like, well, it doesn't really do what I want it to, but maybe we could change this to make it work. I mean, we'll make it work in marriage. We do not have to make it work with software, right? Like, just find the one that does what you want it to do. It's not the same as people.
Yes, exactly. Oh, that's such a good lesson. Yes.
That's it. That's my rules for,
Those are your rules. Okay, great.
for tech.
Well, all right. So then let's nerd out a little bit. Let's nerd out. And given those rules,
Yeah.
given that protocol, what are your favorite apps and tools, Miss Lady Amy Maria de Los Angeles Walker?
I have different categories for different types of things.
Okay.
But I will say my personal favorite tool of all is also probably your favorite tool of all, and it's Canva. Can I just tell you how much I love Canva?
Yeah.
The amount of things that we can do in there. I design all my presentations in there now. I don't use PowerPoint anymore, and they look so much nicer. You can edit videos in Canva. I don't really use it a lot for that. They actually have a video AI tool, or sorry, an image AI generator in there now.
Yep.
I will say everything I've tried to generate it with, it looks whack, but I've seen other people get good stuff.
Yeah.
And so I really do love Canva, and I use that a lot. My favorite of the LMS platforms that I've ever used is probably Thinkific. It's very easy to use. It's pretty affordable. It does things like, and that's where an LMS is, like where you put your courses. It sends notifications if they haven't logged in a while. It keeps track of what percentage you're at. You can add in quizzes and things like that. So I do like Thinkific. I love Slack for inter-team communication.
Yeah.
Your email is distracting. So if every time you need to go do some work with your team, you have to go into your email, then you also see the other emails that people sent you and you get off track. Whereas when you're in Slack, there's just way less distractions.
Yeah. And you can categorize them by category or project or a department in your business so that you can stay the course. I love that about Slack.
My favorite CRM is Go High Level. And the reason why I like it is it's very all in one. So before we were in Go High Level, we had 4 different softwares that were all replaced with one software of Go High Level. So we were using Infusionsoft, which is still a really good program, like nothing knocking them. But we were also having to use Appointment Core for all of our scheduling. We were also having to use Pipedrive because Infusionsoft was actually and we were in the original, the OG Infusionsoft.
Yes.
Their sales system is a mess. The newer Keep, that simplified version, is a lot better. So we were using that. And then we also had our learning management system. And so all of that can be done in Go High Level, and it's super affordable too. So that was kind of a game changer for us. It was definitely a learning curve. And whenever you're switching tech and switching software, it kind of feels like you are removing your spinal cord and getting a spinal cord transplant. It's not a fun experience, but yeah, those are some of my top of mind favorites. How about you, Monica? What do you love?
So for me, I love Calendly also for my scheduling. And one of the reasons also why I love it is because it is a Black owned business. And
I did
that
not
is
know that. That's awesome.
That is one of the high values in my company, that we celebrate and center Black and Indigenous people of color in the people that we hire and the people that we do business with. And so that's why we do Calendly. It used to be Acuity scheduling and then moved on over. I also love Notion. It used to be Evernote for my brain dumping stuff. But Notion has all the features that Evernote has, and it's easier to organize and integrate with other apps. So for me, I don't know about you, man, but when you live in the intellectual property / curriculum design, content, info creating world, you need some place to put all of your disparate. It seems like they're disparate, but you need a place to put them where you can actually see the connections and the patterns and so forth, right? Mind mapping and all of that. So that's one of my favorites. And then I have evolved over the years. I used to be in Infusionsoft also for my CRM, and it was too much for what I needed. So I moved over to Active Campaign. And now that you mentioned Go High Level, I'm like, oh, first of all, I love the name.
Can I tell you the caveat with Go High Level?
Tell me.
If you buy it straight from Go High Level, it is literally the IKEA furniture. Like it comes in pieces and you have to put it all together. So, but it was built for marketing agencies. And I looked at it, I was like, $99 a month, I'll take that. But then we had to build it ourselves. And I was like, oh, that was the wrong decision. So buy it under an agency who will set up your Go High Level for you, because otherwise it does not come to you functional.
Got it. That's a
you
good
got to put
heads
it
up.
together. Yeah, but there are, and that's the thing, is you can find individual agency owners that will put it together for you, and that you pay them each month, but it still is a very affordable all-in-one system. So you could find, for example, my two favorite Go High Level agency owners are both Black business owners. So you can find people who own an agency underneath Go High Level still use the software and not have to rig your
Good.
own
I'll look into that, because
software.
my next step was to go to ConvertKit. I have used ConvertKit before, and I have seen it be used, and I'm like, I need something. Active Campaign is getting completely disrespectful with their pricing for what they're offering, and so, and this is part of part of how you make yourself indispensable in business, is that as your pricing goes up, so does your attention to detail, so does your features, so does your customer service. But you can't bring this up and then leave this behind. It's not going to work. Then you commoditize yourself. So that's the next one that I love. And then I don't know where I would be. This might seem really simple to people, but I'm a simple girl. I don't know where I would be without my Google Calendar, to be honest with you. I listen, if you are not in my Google Calendar, I don't know you, ma'am.
Right. Dead. You do not exist.
I don't know what I'm supposed to talk about, who when I'm supposed to do it. I don't know unless I look at my Google Calendar. That's actually part of my morning ritual. And my weekly review and my monthly planning is to look at my Google Calendar and say, what am I up to? What are my deadlines? Who do I have to talk to? Where are my deliverables, etc.? Because and Eric, my husband, and I, Eric teases me about this all the time. He says that I have a poor memory. I'm like, no, I just don't use my brain for storing information. I use my brain for thinking.
Right.
I have tools to store information, and that's one of them, Google Calendar. The next one that you already mentioned Canva. Canva is just kind of like out. I was feeling so inadequate with the graphic design aspect of business, right? And it's like, it's
Mhm.
not my zone of genius. My shit always looks janky because da 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 da. But Canva was like, wait, no more.
We got you.
We got you, my friend. Um, the next app that I love for my money conversations is, of course, QuickBooks.
Yeah, that is a
QuickBooks is an
must have.
app and a tool that I use so that we manage all the invoicing, the recording, the bank reconciliation, all of that stuff is we do it through QuickBooks. And then the next thing that I love is my Delta app, Delta Airlines. I am based out of Atlanta,
Mhm.
and this is where the Delta Airlines hub is. And
Half of
it
our airport is dedicated to Delta, so if you're flying anything
the
else, you're, like, crammed
entire
in.
the entire north what is it, south
South
wing.
Terminal.
Yeah,
Yeah.
south terminal. And so here's why it's become one of my favorite apps, is because and favorite companies, because they gamify the Sky Miles thing,
Mhm.
right? Everybody has like a frequent flyer situation, or you frequent like your local Smoothie King, your local Starbucks, or
Right.
whatever, and you'll get it when you get it. But with Delta, I'm thinking of places to go so that I can get some miles, so that I can get my features and my benefits and stuff. I'm like, dang, they got me.
I'm kind of bummed about my miles for next year because I am not traveling that much this year.
Uh,
Like I have great miles. I have great status for this year because
yes,
last year I did a lot of travel, but
yes,
this year I'm like people keep like, so where have you been for work? I'm like, nowhere.
nowhere. Neither have I. But one good first class ticket overseas will
Takes
solve
care of it
that
all.
problem. It could take your vacation and just
You'll get
handle
it
it.
when you go to Egypt.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's exactly right. So part of the conversation around your favorite apps and tools isn't so that you can just be at the edge of technology. It's so
Mhm.
that you can make your life easier, so
Efficient.
efficient, and so that you can get done what you need to get done in the least amount of time possible, so
Yep.
that you can reserve your RAM on your brain, the mental and emotional labor, the thinking and creativity gene, to the stuff that's going to move your life and your business and your relationships forward, instead of
Yeah.
having to like kind of jank it all together because you don't have the proper tools. Tools are
I
supposed
thought
to
of
serve
some new
you.
tools too. I thought of some
Huh?
more. Do we
Really?
have time for me to share a few more?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. By all means.
Some more jumped into my mind. Okay. Project management.
Hmm.
I like ClickUp. I have
Oh
used
yeah.
Trello. I've used Asana.
I love ClickUp.
I really like ClickUp. So that's a good one for project management and like keeping me on track with deadlines for things.
Yeah.
Um, Definitely, we use that a lot on our agency side of our business,
Hmm.
and also for all our personal projects as well.
Hmm.
Okay, here's another one that people are always like, what's the best app for editing videos? I get asked this a lot as well. Honestly, if you're doing shorts, which is the short vertical video, that's what they call it on YouTube. It's called
Hmm.
Reels on Instagram and on Facebook, and then it's
Hmm.
just TikTok.
Hmm.
Honestly, if you're doing that kind of video, the best video editor is in TikTok. And
Oh
Facebook and Instagram get a little grumpy when you put your TikTok videos that were edited on anywhere besides their platform.
yeah.
Um, they want all videos edited in their app, but their editor sucks right now. And so most of us are editing somewhere else anyway.
Hmm.
So I would record on TikTok and then you can download your videos. And there's another app called Tick Save where you can remove the TikTok watermark and then you can put
Oh,
it
that's
onto
great.
any that you want. If
Hmm.
you have long form video, there's also another tool that we use that's called Video, like VIDYO, Video AI, and it
Hmm.
takes your long videos and it uses AI technology to pull out 60-second sound bites where like they actually make sense on their own. So
Hmm.
that's helpful for repurposing video. And then Filmora is probably the best free video editor if you're looking for more long form editing.
Hmm.
Um, and it's fairly easy to use. There was another one I was thinking of. Can't remember it now. It'll probably come back to me. You'll start talking again, and then I'll be like, I know what I wanted to say.
Because for me, the conversation around apps and tools is so much about what's going to make my life easier. I am not going to be going out there looking for stuff
Mm-hmm.
like a techie nerd or whatever, unless it becomes relevant to my life, right? So when you mentioned ClickUp, I was like, oh, that's right, we do use ClickUp for project management. I forgot about that one.
Mm-hmm.
And I always look for when I'm trying to integrate an app or a tool into my system, into my business, I always look for integration. Like, how does that communicate with everything else? Because here's another one that I really love. Zapier
Mm-hmm.
likes to connect the stuff that doesn't inherently talk to one another. There are
Yeah.
there's some apps and there's some tools that you can insert like the API key or whatever, and it immediately will recognize it and start exchanging data with that particular tool. Some don't, and that's why
Mm-hmm.
you need a third party like Zapier to make sure they start communicating with one another. And I love that. The other, I don't know if
Can
it's an
I
app
make a
or
caveat or a word of warning on that?
okay.
Is that if you get too many zaps going on, and what happens is softwares change and they update their integrations,
Oh yeah.
your zaps break. And so then you have to go and fix it. And when you have too many integrations going together, it can be really messy. So I do also love, we say it differently. I say Zapier. I don't know how, anyway, I don't know what it's
Tomato,
actually
tomato.
called. But when I do it, I'm looking for like an easy one-step integration. And as much as possible, I do want to get one tool that does as much as it can versus
Yes.
like I have had really beautiful systems where something breaks and I can't figure out where it's broken.
Mhm.
It's like, where's the problem? And
Yes.
so I like to just use it sparingly. It's really good when used sparingly.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Lovely. Yeah. So this was good. This felt like a little brain dump of like, here, use all,
I just thought of
take
one more.
take
Can I say
what you
one
need.
more? This one's
Okay, tell
super
me.
awesome.
Tell me.
It's called the Social Tenacity Hub.
Uh-huh.
And what we use this for is it manages all of our social, it posts to all of our social media content or all platforms,
Mhm.
but it also has in there content creation tools. It has better analytics than anything else I've ever seen and repurposing tools. So I can take one post that did well and I can go, okay, that did well. Let's reschedule it again in 6 months and use a different picture. Um,
Mm.
it keeps a bank of all of the content that you've ever created. And
Mhm.
you can also create a rotation schedule where you're like, this on this day, post this type of content, on this day, post this type of content, and it will automatically start repurposing and reposting your
Nice.
content that you've approved to be reposted. And
Nice.
then here's my favorite part of it. Do any of you guys go on social media and then you get distracted and waste time? Uh,
Yeah.
you can answer all engagement through the hub. I don't have to log on to Facebook in order to
Oh,
respond to
nice.
every comment that's come through. And I can
Mhm.
do Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, like all my groups, literally everything I can do and do all of the engagement in one place instead of getting distracted going to all the places and seeing who's talking to me.
Wow. Okay.
And it's only like less than $40 a month. Like it's maybe 35. It's so good.
Nice.
Best tool ever.
I love it. Okay, great. I like that.
Okay, now I'm complete. That's I think everything.
Well, we would love to hear from you, your favorite apps and tools. Make sure you put that in the comments so that we too, like we'll nerd out with you. If
Yeah.
you got something, bring it. So leave us a comment down below. Also follow us on Instagram. Amy is at Amy Walker Coach. I am at Monica Ogando. And thank you so much for being part of your Circle of Influence community. We love you. We'll talk to you soon.
Thanks everyone.